The rain poured heavily, drenching the quiet streets. Lena's bicycle wobbled, her hands slipping on the wet handles. In the next second, she lost balance. She braced for impact, but it never came. Strong arms caught her just in time. She looked up and gasped.
Zayn.
The boy everyone whispered about but never really knew. His deep green eyes held a flicker of concern before he gently helped her stand. Then, without a word, he walked away, disappearing into the night like a ghost. Lena stared after him, her heart pounding. Who was he? Why did he always stay in the shadows? Lena's curiosity about Zayn only grew. She noticed how he always sat alone at lunch, sketching in his notebook, lost in his own world. He never joined the school activities, never spoke unless necessary. One day, she saw a small injured puppy near the school gate. Before she could move, Zayn was already there, gently cradling the trembling creature in his arms. He whispered soothing words to it, his voice softer than she imagined. Lena stepped forward. "You love animals?" Zayn looked at her, surprised. After a pause, he nodded. That was the beginning of something new. Day by day, Lena found herself drawn to him. Zayn wasn't just mysterious. He was kind, observant, and deeply caring in ways no one noticed. But Mason, Lena's childhood friend, didn't like it. He had always been protective of her and didn't trust Zayn. One evening, during the school festival, an accident changed everything. The old auditorium caught fire. Panic spread. People ran for safety, but amidst the chaos, Lena heard a cry. A little girl was trapped inside. Without thinking, she rushed in. Thick smoke stung her eyes. The heat was unbearable. She coughed, struggling to breathe. Just when she thought she wouldn't make it, a hand grabbed hers.
Zayn.
His face was streaked with soot, but his grip was strong. "Come with me," he said, his voice steady despite the danger. He shielded Lena and the little girl as they moved through the burning building. Flames roared behind them, but Zayn didn't stop. Just as they reached the exit, the roof collapsed. They barely made it out in time. The crowd erupted in cheers. But Zayn simply dusted himself off and started walking away as if none of it mattered. Lena wasn't going to let him disappear this time. That night, she found out the truth. Zayn's father had been a firefighter, a hero who had died saving lives. Since then, Zayn had avoided attention, afraid of losing the people he cared about. Lena reached for his hand. "You saved me today. You're not alone anymore." For the first time, Zayn smiled. A real, unguarded smile. The next day at school, Zayn wasn't sitting alone anymore. Lena was by his side, and for once, he let himself enjoy the moment. Mason walked over, smirking. "Guess you're not so bad after all." Zayn chuckled. "Took you long enough to figure that out." And just like that, the boy who never wanted to be a hero became one. Not just for Lena, but for everyone who finally saw who he truly was.